What is good, my peeps? It's your Knuckle Big Rucker back at you again with another action figure review. And you see what it is, continuing the role of the run of multi-packs. Seem to be multi-packs without end from Marvel Legends here. And it continues today. This time we've got a Hasbro Pulse exclusive 3-pack. Daredevil, the Man Without Fear. You've got Daredevil, Elektra in her white outfit, and Bullseye in a modified outfit with a blue torso piece there. So you see the cover here. It's art showing the figures themselves. It looks pretty nice. At the top, we've got the Daredevil logo, and the Billy Club is extended from the front picture, so that's pretty cool. Turn to the side there. We've got this is too large, so I've got to tilt it. You've got renders of Bullseye and Elektra, and the Marvel Legends logo there. On the opposite side, you've got Daredevil by himself, looking pretty nice there. And then we turn to the back, and we've got digital renders of the 3 figures therein, along with sketches of their accessories, their associated accessories. So turn back to the front here so we can get the final view of the box. And now it's time to take our figures out. So here are our 3 figures out of packaging. We've got Daredevil, Elektra, and Bullseye. Now, the things that I'm catching at first glance will of course lead off with Daredevil. He's on the Spider-Man Ultra posable buck, so you know we're going to be in for a treat when it comes to the articulation with Daredevil. And the next thing I noticed, we're talking about Elektra. She's wearing her white outfit now. Elektra was fan channel or a fan vote a few years back in her white outfit, and of course she did not win. She lost to Silk, I believe, and but you know, they had all of those all of the figures, all of the characters that were part of that vote. We knew that at some point we're going to get all of them. You know, they're going to be released in some form or fashion. And now we've got Elektra. And the great thing about waiting this long to get Elektra is that we're getting her on that Shriek body. So we're getting the more shapely body, the double jointed arms, and the knees, pinless. So, you know, sometimes it's worth the wait. And then third, bringing up the rear, we've got Bullseye, which is the throw-in figure here, because it's exactly the same Bullseye that we've gotten previously, only they changed the paint apps on his torso, making it blue color there. So other than that, it's the same old with Bullseye. He's pinned, and yeah. So basically it is what it is, and what we're going to do is get them off of the base. But before we do that, I need you guys to go below and hit that like button, and if you're down there and you haven't subscribed yet, go ahead and hit that as well. And while you guys are doing that, we're going to be checking out the accessories on this 3-pack. We'll kick it off with Bullseye's accessories, and he comes with this additional head sculpt, and it's done very, very nicely. I believe it's a redo of the head sculpt we got with the previous iteration of Bullseye, but this looks absolutely great. I think the improvement is that photoreal tech. It's really showing there. It's looking very maniacal. It's got the missing tooth. The mouth is looking great with the teeth and the tongue. The bullseye on his forehead on point. The blue eyes. The skin tone. Very, very nice. Bullseye also comes with additional hands. One is this left pointing finger hand. He also comes with a left fist. This is this goes along with the, he came with a right fist out of packaging, so this just matches it up, so he's got a pair of fists. And he also comes with a right C grip grasping hand. This also matches his left C grip hand that he came out of packaging with. Bullseye also comes with this left knife throwing hand. This is also, we got this with the last iteration, the last offering from Hasbro of Bullseye. So as you can see, it's got the attachment there to the hand, like he's just flung these knives. They're molded in black, and they've got the silver paints both on the very end of the handle / hilt and the blades themselves. Finally, Bullseye comes with this knife, and it's just molded in a flat black there. Next up to bat is Elektra. She comes with an additional set of hands, these being closed fists. She also comes with a katana molded in black, and the blade itself is painted silver. And of course, where would Elektra be without her trademark signature size, also molded in black and painted in silver. And for Elektra, I saved the best for last, that being her additional head sculpt. And look at all that hair, and of course you know, the beautiful face. Photo technology again, it's just crazy, pretty nice. Finally, bringing up the rear, we've got Daredevil, who strangely enough, this is his set and he comes with the least amount of accessories. He comes with an extra set of hands, mirroring his what he comes out of the package with. So he's got a right grasping hand and a left fist. And he comes with his trademark billy clubs, and you see they've got they're just molded in kind of a brownish red, and you see the handle grips there. Looking at the flip side, from past Daredevils, you note that one would have a peg and the other would have a hole, and then you'd be able to connect them up or something like that. That isn't the case this go round, and that is because he comes with this attachment. You may recall this from Daredevil from a Spider-Man wave. The actual wave, what the Build-A-Figure was, escapes me, but it was Daredevil in his black and red costume. And we had gotten this, you know, it shows the rope that he can use to extend his billy club with when he travels the city. We also get an even longer one. I don't know why they, meaning Hasbro, gave us two of these different sizes and configurations. We would have been better served with some other kind of accessory, but hey, it is what it is. So first up to bat, just like we did with the accessories, we'll do with the figures themselves. We've got Bullseye, and the reason I say we may as well start with Bullseye is because he is the least anticipated and was given the least effort by Hasbro, so we may as well get him out of the way. So like I said before, this is the same Bullseye that we've gotten before, and the only thing different is that is the torso. It's got different paint apps. So you know, basically he's got the bullseye on the forehead, and mine is painted pretty nicely. Let's get close up to it. So yeah, looking at it close up, it's not as clean as I thought. There's some we've got some spots in there of mist paint, like little they almost look like divots, but it is what it is. As far as the actual face itself, it looks great, gotta give it that. He even has like bags under his eyes, if you can see that. It's looking pretty cool there. They managed to include his missing tooth there, so very consistent, pretty nice. He's got the bullseye rings around his shoulder area, and it's extended onto his butterfly joints, so that's pretty cool right there. Then of course, here's where the big change is, if you want to call it a big change. His torso is painted blue, and we've got the his belt is molded in white, and it has his sheath for his knife, and it's connected to his thigh belt slash buckle. And then of course, looking at his arms, molded in black. And then of course you get down to the glove parts on his forearms, and his hands are molded in white. It's the same on both sides there. Then going further down, you see with his legs molded in black, and then you've got right there at the we'll call it the top of his boot there at his calf, which is separate. That's molded in white, and of course he's got the shoes there. Turn it to the back. Nothing really going on. There are no paint apps on that belt whatsoever. He's got nothing going on in the back. He's got a peg hole there for a flight stand, I guess. And yeah, that's basically how it goes down with Bullseye. And of course, it's time to get down to what has become a staple with these recent multi-pack reviews, and that's comparing the new with the old versions. They've all these multi-packs have either been primarily reissues or preferably redos, which we all like. This case right here is just a reissue, just with different paint apps, so you can see exactly the same figure. The only thing different is the aforementioned paint, different paint apps, and you see what the differences are. We've got on our 3-pack Bullseye, besides the blue torso, the Bullseye rings on his upper torso, his chest area, his shoulders. You see he's blazing 2 stripes as opposed to 1 on the Netflix version, which is when I say version, I don't mean Bullseye from the show. This was part of the Netflix Man-Thing Build-A-Figure wave. That's what I mean when I say the Netflix version. I should have referred to it as Man-Thing, but hey, whatever. The arms, you see there on the forearms, on our 3-pack version, he's got 3 rings, whereas the Man-Thing version has 2. And as far as the legs concerned, I'll lift up so you can see what's going on there. You see our 3-pack version is also sporting more rings. It's got 4 rings there as opposed to 3 on the Man-Thing version. So those are the differences. Strictly paint apps, and that's about it. Since we've seen the articulation on this particular buck a million times before, we will forego that segment, and instead we'll just check out Bullseye with his alternate head sculpt and the knife throwing hands. Also, while I'm at it, when I was going over the details of Bullseye and talked about his belt and harness, I failed to acknowledge that he has a sheath in the back for his blade, and that the holster on his left leg is to accommodate a weapon that, strangely enough, he doesn't come with. So what's up with that, Hasbro? So now next up, we've got our girl Elektra Nachos in the house in her white outfit, and like I stated earlier, she was part of a fans choice vote a few years ago. I want to say it was for the 2020 vote, and she lost to Silk, and here we are now. Ended up getting her anyway. Kind of sort of knew that it was going to happen. They already had all of the figure designs kind of sort of already done. All they had to do was produce them. The great thing about having to wait this long is we get Elektra in her white costume, only with the updated body mold, i.e. the Shriek body mold. So we get the pinless elbows and the pinless knees, and of course more shapely. So that is definitely a plus. And looking at Elektra, that face sculpt is absolutely gorgeous. and it's almost sickening. Got me simping for a freaking action figure, but that is beautiful. This may be one of the better looking female face prints that we've gotten, but Elektra is looking straight banging right there with the lips, the eyes, everything just looks on point. And she of course has that the jet black hair, and that's looking very nice as well. She's got her head or headwear right there, just straight flowing. You see it's kind of sort of windswept going off to her left. So we've got that. Then of course, you know, she's basically molded in the skin color, pigmentation, and painted white. So you see the costume was painted white on her bicep. She's got the armbands. They're painted white there on the bicep. And then of course going down to the forearms, that's all painted. Her gloves are of course molded in white, and then going down the torso it's all white. Her skirt piece is loose and floating, molded in white, front and back there. And then going down you see the legs painted white, the wrappings around the knees, and then down the shins. And of course the shoes are painted white, both sides there, and nothing going on in the back. So that's what we have. Get back to that. Can't get enough of that beautiful face there. And comparing Elektra, our current Elektra 3-pack Elektra, with former iteration of her. This Elektra, of course, in her iconic red colored variant of the costume. You see he's on the typical female buck that we used to always get. And in terms of that face sculpt, it is in no way, shape, or form, it can't even compare to our new Daredevil 3-pack version at all. It wasn't a bad face sculpt for the time period. Definitely a lot better than what we used to get back in the day from Toy Biz. Oh boy, talk about horror shows. But it cannot compare to what we've got going on right now with our current Elektra. Since Elektra is sporting the new body mold, the Shrika body mold, what we will do is measurement and articulation for this particular girl. So she's standing there about 6 1/4 inches tall. And as far as her articulation is concerned, her head is on a ball hinge. With all that hair, it's going to be difficult for her to look down, and you can scratch looking up at all. She can turn to her left, but the hair, you're going to have to maneuver to get her to turn right. She does have pivot in there. As far as her arms, I'm going to move her head out the way so we can get a better look at the articulation there. So she can blaze a 90. She can definitely bust 360 going around. She's got the bicep swivel. She can do 360 with that. She's got double jointed pinless elbows, so that's cool. Of course, she's got the swiveling wrist and the horizontal hinge on that left hand. On the right hand, she also has horizontal hinge. She's got upper diaphragm, so she can bend forward, not all that much, if at all. She can go back that much. She can go side to side, and she can 360 it. Hips, get them out that far. She can blaze a basic 90 going up. She can go back a little bit. She does have the thigh cut, double jointed pinless knees. She also has the ability to point her toe forward that far and up that far. Pretty decent. And she's got, of course, the ankle pivot and holes, peg holes at the bottom of her feet. Here we have Elektra brandishing her sword and one of her side, and of course that crazy big hair head sculpt, which is also equally as beautiful as the one that came on the body out of packaging. And now bringing up the rear, we've got the man himself, Daredevil, blazing that new ultra posable Spidey Buck for his very own. I hear tell there's some people that disagreed with using that Buck for Daredevil. Um, I don't get it. I know people were clamoring for Daredevil to be put on the superposable Buck for the longest time, and then Hasbro came out with this Buck, and Daredevil got this treatment. So I really don't see what the problem is. I think this will work well. Daredevil is a very super athletic character, so being able to get him into crazy poses is it's a must. It's a necessity, in my opinion. Anyway, let's take a look at this iteration of Daredevil close up. So taking a look at the face first, the head sculpt, of course, you know, molded in red, and I've got the from the nose and cheeks on down is gets the paint work. You've got some paint on those rosy lips, and Matt Murdock, aka Daredevil, being blind. You see that the eye sockets on the mask are also painted red, and head sculpt is, you know, pretty nice. I mean, it's just a Daredevil, so it's not going to be much going on to it, along with the rest of him, because he's basically just molded in red. But that's not really the highlight of this figure, is it? So going down, he's got the double D's right there. His version of the double D's, yes indeed. And like I said, what we got is the red. He's got a red belt that seems to be running up his waist there. And going down to the legs, he's got his Billy Club holster there wrapped around. It's still a floating piece, so it is subject to falling down. And then, of course, there's the rest of him, which is just red. That's all you get, you know. But once again, like I said, that's not the highlight of this figure now, is it? No, the highlight of this figure is the articulation, and that goes a little something like this. Got the head is on a dumbbell, so looks up that far. This is probably only this is the weakness of this figure, the sole weakness. Look down that far, you get some tilt side to side, and of course you can 360 it. He has butterfly joints, which he can get them in that far in and this far back. Can draw back pretty well. He can 360 his shoulders. He can get it out to about 90. He's got the bicep swivel. He's got double jointed, pretty stiff there, double jointed elbows, pinless. He's got the wrist swivel and the horizontal hinge, and that it serves on both sides there. As far as his ab articulation, he's got the diaphragm, which he can go forward that far. He can go back that far. He can go left and right with it, and he can, of course, rotate 360. Then he has a secondary, he's got the ab crunch to go along with it, so he can get that far forward when you combine both, and that far back when you combine both. That's just crazy. That doesn't look pretty good there, but he wouldn't be able to go back that far naturally anyway. And his his hips, he can get them out this far. They do have the drop down feature, so that's great. You can lift up the leg that far, about 90, goes back about like that. He's got the thigh cut, double jointed pinless knees, gotta love that. He's got a boot cut right there. He can point his toe forward that far, and he can get it up that far. He's got ankle pivot, and of course he's got toe articulation. And to finish it off, he also has holes, peg holes at the bottom of his feet. And getting a height measurement on our ultra posable Daredevil, he's standing at about 6 1/4 inches tall. Now comparing him to he whom he will be replacing, we're talking about Daredevil on the Bucky cap body mold, which we've gotten ad nauseum. We've gotten him a couple times in this costume. We've gotten him in the black and red costume. We've gotten him in his classic yellow costume, all Bucky cap. And finally, at long last, we've got him the way we want him. Ultra posable. Here we are, demonstrating just a little bit of the superposability in the shape of him actually able to do a standing pose just on using some of the one of the toe joints. So definitely a benefit. It would be nigh impossible to get a stance like this if you didn't have the toe joints. So to sum it all up, the Daredevil and Man Without Fear 3-pack Hasbro Pulse exclusive from Marvel Legends is definitely a worthwhile purchase. If you don't have any of the figures, it's definitely a worthwhile purchase. If you have Daredevil, you've been getting Daredevil all this time, you know what it is. It's been on the Bucky Cat body mold, and we've been wanting a change. We finally got it in the form of the ultra posable Spider-Man Buck that this Daredevil sits on. And trust and believe, it's well worth the wait. The posability options are just it's unquantifiable. As far as Elektra's concerned, also an update and upgrade to what we've gotten before, with her being on the Shriek body mold and in the white costume. So that takes care of the fan vote aspect of it. We eventually got her in her white costume, and we got her with the new parts, the single or rather the double jointed pinless elbows and knees, and more shapely, and the accessories are great. Her both her head sculpts are absolutely awesome, and for me, that's actually the highlight of that figure, with the body mold, the Shriek body mold, a close second for sure. And as I stated, before, Bullseye is the throwaway figure. There's nothing different about him except for paint apps, and that's about it. I guess they needed to put in a villain, and these three are very well connected considering what Bullseye did to Elektra. So I see why Bullseye was included in this 3-pack, but it would have been nice if there would have been some updates, some improvements on him. But it is what it is, and that's usually how it is. So this is now is the end of this review. Please like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Please leave comments below if you got questions, concerns, or critiques. Levy them there. If you want to be notified the next time I upload another video, there is a bell down there that you can hit on, and you will be so notified. On behalf of Matt Murdock, aka Daredevil, Elektra Nachios, and of course Bullseye himself, I am the Ruckus, leaving you with this. Remember, the hunt continues. And I'm out. Peace.